Greetings and happy Monday, Soul Tribe. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Sacred Temptress 555, and today I'll be sharing some tips on dating someone who is incarcerated. Today's topic is all about the hidden lessons when dating someone behind bars, mainly when you're looking to switch up your dating scene or just as you journey through your spiritual path. I previously came across a few individuals who were personally looking for a change in their dating scene, and some looking to build a business connection with someone behind those walls. Everyone's experience is different, but somewhat the same, depending on who you come across inside. There could be a scenario where one can end up being the bank, the one who provides money for their canteen, or just a scenario of keeping someone company as they do their time, or even a scenario where one might be on their spiritual journey and want to practice celibacy but wants balance in their life, so they seek for someone to vent and talk to along their journey on a spiritual and emotional level. It really all depends on one's intentions, mind, and heart, on how far they really want this relationship to go. I'm going to share a story about a friend of mine who was just entering into her spiritual journey, and she wanted to practice being celibate and refrain from exchanging energy for her own personal reasons. She also wanted to be with someone who she could spiritually and mentally connect with instead of being physically connected to them, because she wanted to learn how to love someone's mind and spirit over their physical feeling and their appearance. As part of her spiritual journey, she would practice self-discipline as one of her goals. And to do this, she decided to disconnect and discontinue from physical relationships that were close to them, because she felt like the men she was attracting was focused on her physical and not truly taking the time to focus on her mind and spirit. She ended up finding her lockup love during the pandemic and built a connection and built a business with them. But then things took a turn in her life to where she lost track of herself and started connecting with an old friend of hers, where she gave into sexual gratification and her temptations. Once they exchanged energy, that was the end of her relationship with her locked up lover. Instead of her having patience, self-control, and discipline, she decided to tap into her temptations and physically connect with someone who didn't love her the way her incarcerated lover did. Matter of fact, he did not love her at all. So she ended up being hurt and regretting the mistakes she had made. From this day, she chose not to get back into the relationship with him, as they've been separated for a very long time and also had other differences with him. If you've dated someone who was or is behind bars, please share your experience in the comments. If you haven't been with someone behind bars, don't stop listening to this video, as I'll be sharing some pros and cons on how it could look for you if you ever decide to take this path in your life. The pros on connecting with someone behind bars can be very beneficial for you if you're looking to build a more spiritual and deeper connection. You can build trust this way by learning the person for who they are and not what they look like or how they feel, and also becoming emotionally attached. Dating someone who is behind bars may sound like fun for those who like that type of pen pal connection. You get to experience having someone write and send you letters and can only chat for 15 minutes at a time, unless they have access to a phone, which some individuals do by the looks of it on TikTok. Regardless, you'll still get the time to focus on yourself, and for those who don't like talking on the phone all hours of the night, you'll definitely like those 15-minute calls. One of the cons to this type of relationship is that you really don't know who the person is and how they are when they physically meet you in person. You don't know if this person is just here to waste your time or if they have a whole family on the outside. You don't know if they are communicating with other individuals at the same time as you, which, if you find out, could break your heart, depending on your level of maturity and where you plan to take this relationship. Individuals who are incarcerated have nothing but time on their hands, so anything could happen due to the amount of free time they have. Some individuals who are locked up take this time to study and learn new things to prepare them for when they re-enter back into society. This is a pro, and if you find that individual that can teach you something, keep them close as a teacher and learn something new that can evolve you. Another con, mainly for those who enjoy the physical touch, is that you'll have to wait to get that type of intimacy, or you won't get it at all. If you have the strength to develop that type of discipline, then this could be a great journey for you. It could also cause emotional strain on your being due to the long waiting periods between calls and visits. And if you don't live in the same town as that person, you might just have to use your imagination on how life could be with them in the physical. Your imagination can take you to many different places, some good and some bad. If you find yourself in a situation where you prefer to date someone who is behind bars, some useful tips include having patience with yourself and the process. If you're connecting with someone behind bars, this is the time to build your inner patience if you feel like you lack it, and not only for the process, but with yourself. Take your time to build yourself and focus on your healing or spiritual journey if this is the path you choose. Don't force the individual to join you on your own healing path. Utilize this time to place yourself in the right direction financially, emotionally, and spiritually. Having such a companion shouldn't be seen as a comparison because that person was not part of your traumas before you met them, so don't get them involved in your traumas that are currently present. Stand firm on knowing your self-worth. They are incarcerated for their own actions and poor decisions. You're not involved in that. You shouldn't have to pay a price for someone else's faults. Now, if you're giving funds willingly from your heart, that's fine, but just know your limits and read the signs of being taken advantage of. If everything starts to turn into conversations about money and anger arises, you're being manipulated. That's the sign to discontinue or speak up and stand your ground. If you're looking to build a firm and serious relationship with someone and decide to eventually move in with someone and get married to them, first, take it one step at a time and don't rush the process due to your emotional attachment, but instead, practice the art of detachment because that journey can change at any time depending on one's intentions and mindset. Remember, if you're only building a deeper and spiritual connection but haven't been with them physically, how do you know if they keep their environment clean or what their bad habits are? Not knowing how they are in the physical can be a turnoff for you and can lead to an unfavorable ending. If you're with someone who is behind bars for life, you'll have to mentally grasp that and understand that you may never have a physical connection with that person if you feel the need to be fully committed. This means you may never be able to conceive from them if they don't have access to conjugal visits. For those who don't know what a conjugal visit is, it's a private but controlled visit between a prisoner and a spouse or partner to engage in sexual relations. You'll have to mentally, emotionally, and spiritually prepare yourself for the type of crime they have committed. Not to judge, but to be mindful of where their mind is. Some individuals carry a very dark and low frequency, which you'll have to use your discernment to understand if the connection is right for you and the ones you care about. Lastly, don't listen to what others have to say about your relationship. It's not yours and their relationship. People are so quick to judge to the point where it might change your mind about someone who truly loves you, and there's no room for judgment. These are just some of the tips that I find are important to know before getting into a deep relationship with someone behind bars. In my next video, I'll cover the emotional roller coaster effect on one's body from dating someone behind bars. Don't forget to drop a heart or your experiences in the comments. Until next time, peace, love, and light.